We're surrounded by all this technology that just works. We rarely think about it. But deep down, under the hood, there's this hidden engine that's powering so much of our daily lives. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the company that built that very engine. Seriously, have you ever stopped to think about it? What is it exactly that turns that slab of glass and metal in your hand into the command center of your entire world? How does it connect, compute, and do all the amazing things it does? Well, let's get into it. And yeah, for millions of us, the answer is a tiny, incredibly complex chip from a company called Qualcomm. They have been the absolute kings of the technology that basically defined the mobile age. But things are changing, and believe me, their story is about to get a whole lot bigger than just the phone in your pocket. So to really get where Qualcomm is headed, you first have to understand what makes them so incredibly powerful. And it all comes down to their really unique two-part business model. I like to think of it as a double engine. Okay, so on one side, you've got QCT. This is the workhorse engine. These are the folks designing the famous Snapdragon chips that you'll find in just a ton of devices. It's all about selling huge volumes of physical chips. But, and this is a big but, the real secret sauce is on the other side with QTL, the profit engine. See, they own the fundamental patents for how our devices talk to each other, 3G, 4G, 5G. They don't sell a thing. They just license that essential technology and collect these super high-margin royalty checks. Now, if you just look at where the money comes from, the revenue, it's kind of misleading. You'd think it's all about the chips, right? The QCT division, it brings in a whopping 86% of the company's total cash flow. The licensing side looks almost like an afterthought. But trust me, revenue does not tell the whole story here. And here it is. This is the crucial part. Even though that QTL licensing division brings in just a small slice of the revenue, its business model is so efficient that it generates over half of the company's entire profit. That's the genius of it. All the money they pour into R&D, we're talking like $10 billion a year, it creates this incredible portfolio of patents. Those patents make QTL wildly profitable. And those profits then get funneled right back into making the next generation of chips even better. It's this beautiful, self-sustaining cycle of innovation. But here's the thing. Even the most powerful engine in the world runs into trouble if the road it's on starts to run out. And for Qualcomm, for a long time, that road has been the smartphone market. They are the undisputed champs of the smartphone world, no question. But after years and years of just explosive growth, that market is, well, it's slowing down. It's maturing. People are holding on to their phones for longer. The days of crazy exponential growth are over. And when you're that dependent on one market, even if you own it, that's a huge risk. So what do? Well, under their CEO, Cristiano Amon, the company has charted a whole new course. The plan is simple, really. Take all the core technology that let them completely win the smartphone war and point it at brand new battlefields. They call it the One Technology Roadmap, and it's pretty straightforward. It boils down to 3 huge moves. First, get inside the car and power its digital future. Second, go after the PC market and try to reinvent it. And third, connect literally everything else through the Internet of Things, or IoT. All right, so that's the high-level plan. But what does this actually look like on the ground? This isn't just about finding a few new places to sell chips. This is about fundamentally changing what Qualcomm is. The core idea here is kind of brilliant in its simplicity. Just think about what made a smartphone so revolutionary, right? It was this combination of powerful computing, amazing battery life, and always-on connectivity. And Qualcomm suddenly realized, hey, those are the exact same things that the cars, PCs, and smart devices of the future all need. And this is not just some fantasy on a PowerPoint slide. Let's take the car industry. Right now, Qualcomm has a $45 billion design win pipeline. What that means is car makers have already signed on the dotted line, committing to use Qualcomm's tech in their cars for years to come. That's a massive, massive bet that is already a sure thing. And you can see this strategy playing out everywhere. For cars, they have this thing called the Snapdragon Digital Chassis, which is basically a full-stack solution for everything from your infotainment screen to your driver assist systems. For PCs, they're taking the fight directly to the old guard with their Snapdragon X series, promising insane battery life and powerful on-device AI. And in IoT, their chips are popping up in everything from VR headsets to the robots and smart factories. So when you put this all together, what are you looking at? You're looking at a massive, multi-billion-dollar bet on a complete and total transformation of the company. And they've put some very real, very bold numbers on this plan.
By their fiscal year 2029, the target is to be making $22 billion a year from these new businesses. So cars, PCs, and IoT. And the end game? By 2030, the ultimate goal is for the company's revenue to be split 50-50 between the old mobile business and, well, everything else.
I mean, this chart really says it all, doesn't it? What you are looking at is a company actively trying to rewire its own DNA, going from being almost completely reliant on mobile phones to becoming this much more balanced, diversified technology powerhouse. It's an incredibly bold vision.
So the very same engine that put a supercomputer in your pocket is now being aimed at pretty much every other important piece of technology in your life. The question isn't whether Qualcomm has the power. The question is this grand plan powerful enough to build a whole new empire in your car, on your desk, and everywhere in between?